channel. I'm Lauren and today I'm very excited because I'm doing my very first impressions review on a palette that just launched last week, and that is the L'Oreal Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. I bought this as soon as it dropped last Tuesday at 5 o'clock, and I'm so excited to be doing, like I said, my very first impressions review. So if you'd like to see my non-biased opinion on this palette, then keep on watching. The Nudie Patootie palette runs for $45 US. You get 14 shades, so that is about $3.22 per shadow, which I think is completely reasonable. And then for me, I live in the US and shipping was $6.50, so my total was $51.50, which I think is, you know, very, very reasonable for this particular palette. It is amazing. The shades are great quality. The packaging is beautiful. So to me, it was definitely worth the money. But I did see on Instagram that shipping overseas was a little crazy. I think someone who lived in Australia said that shipping was $99, so that brought their total to about $150, which is a little over the top. So I don't think it was necessarily worth $99 for shipping, but for me, it was worth $6.50. It does say on the website that anything over 75, you know, orders over 75, you do get free shipping, but there really isn't a whole lot to purchase on her website yet besides this palette and the Cat's Pajamas palette, and I think she also has some merchandise as well. But if you were buying more than one palette, you know, for you and a friend or you and a gift, then you could qualify for free shipping. L'Oreal Los Angeles is vegan and cruelty free. And then for the Nudie Patootie palette, it says, say hello to the Nudie Patootie eyeshadow palette. Our first 14 well palette featuring 8 mattes, 4 shimmers, and 2 foil eyeshadows. This palette provides creamy, easily blendable shadows and offers an extensive range of neutrals with a few pops of color. I feel like that's definitely true. And then the Nudie Patootie eyeshadow palette is designed to be very versatile, enough for an everyday makeup look or simply to add a foil shade to make any makeup look pop. These highly pigmented pressed powder shadows combine to make the perfect palette for any level of makeup enthusiast. So it also says that there is a limit to 3 per customer. I'm not sure if that's just because of the new launch, if that will be how it is always, but you know, that's just something good to know. And then it also has all these shades listed and then their description, but I will read those to you whenever I do my swatches. And then for ingredients, the first ingredient is talc, which, you know, okay. And then the second ingredient is mica. So if you are into ingredients and all that, talc and mica. Sure, it goes without saying, but I purchased this with my own money. I have no association with Laura. I don't know her personally. This was not sent to me. I was not at her launch party. I purchased this by myself, you know. Yeah, like I said, goes without saying, but in this day and age, you just have to throw that in there because you know how people are. This is my very first like launch day impulse buy. I had an alarm set for 5 o'clock my time, which is when the palette launched, and it actually ended up launching about 10 minutes before it was supposed to, but I just so happened to catch it. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I don't usually do this. I'm one of those people who like has to do a bunch of research and watch a bunch of reviews before ever buying anything because I'm just very stingy and smart with my money. And so yeah, I'm pretty excited to be opening this up. I've been waiting like a little puppy dog at my door for this to get delivered, and it finally just arrived, and I'm so excited to open this up with you guys and see what I think. So if you don't know who L'Oreal is, she is a very successful beauty influencer here on YouTube who has launched her own beauty brand. This is her second launch within the brand, but let's be honest, I'm sure you all know who L'Oreal is and you don't know who I am. So I'm Lauren, welcome. I mean, I'm a little YouTuber, you know, just trying to make my way and pave my little path. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, this is her second launch within her brand. Her first launch was the Cat's Pajamas palette, which was very gorgeous, and I had considered buying it, but I made the decision not to because as beautiful as those colors were, they just really weren't for me or the colors that I go for in a makeup look. So I made the decision to, you know, not buy that palette. But as soon as I saw the promos and her video for the Nudie Patootie palette, I knew that I had to get my hands on it. So let's crack this baby open. I haven't seen very many reviews on this yet, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, here it is. Woo! So pretty. Oh, I'm disappointed. On both her her Instagram and the brand's Instagram, Laura was signing a bunch of these little cards to stick in the packages, and I thought that for sure, since I was one of the very first to buy it, that I would get one, but you know, no, mine's not signed. On this little card, it has her face on the front, which is not signed. And then on the back, it just has all of these shade names along with their descriptions and then a picture of the palette itself. So, and then it also says that the little asterisks denote that best results whenever it is used with a glitter glue or a wet brush. So there are a few shades in here that she recommends that you use glitter glue or a dampened brush. And then it also just has LauraLeeLosAngeles.com and then her Instagram and her YouTube name at the bottom. And then in the box is, of course, the palette itself. It is just wrapped in this very pretty, sleek black tissue paper with a sticker that has her logo on it, and then it is clearly wrapped in bubble wrap. Tired of looking at my face without any eyeshadow on it, so let's rip into this. I feel bad ripping it. It's just so pretty. I don't want to like mess it up, but I guess in order to get into it, we have to do such things. Yeah, like I said, it's wrapped in some bubble wrap. A little ASMR for you, or not. Good thing I don't do ASMR because I'd obviously be bad at it. But anyways, so it is just wrapped up in that bubble wrap. And then here is the box. This is gorgeous. This is my favorite color. It is just so beautiful. I love just how sleek it looks. I mean, no hate to Laura Lee, but you know, the Cat's Pajamas palette was just kind of a little all over the place in my opinion. I mean, it was still very, very pretty, but I just feel like this just looks so much more professional and it just really catches my eye, and this is something that I would grab for if I was like in the store, you know. So this is just gorgeous, and so it just has Laura Lee Los Angeles and then Nudie Patootie and just this like shiny little font, and then on the back it has all the ingredients and, you know, all of her information along with the little cruelty-free symbol if you are interested in that. And yeah, so let's just open her up. If I can get her open. It's definitely bigger than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like the size of a Modern Renaissance palette or like a Naked palette, but this is huge. So that's exciting. So the actual palette itself is a little lighter, but it still has that same color scheme going on. And then it has the name Nudie Patootie along with her little logo, and it's just this shiny rose gold. So my first impressions before even opening up the eyeshadow, and this is so stupid and it has absolutely nothing to do with Laura Lee, the palette, her brand, anything. But okay, so you know, a lot of people in the world have word aversions, meaning that they don't like the way a certain word sounds, or they don't like the meaning to a word or the association with the word, or just, you know, anyways, for a lot of people that word is like moist, or you know, words like that, just gross words that you don't like to say. I have a lot of words like this that I just hate saying. I hate the sound of them. I don't like hearing them. Like, I don't want to say them. And for me, one of those words I feel stupid like admitting this to you, but for me one of those words is the word toot. I hate that word so much. It is so gross to me. It's just so, I hate saying it. And it's mainly like the double O sound, which is funny because my maiden name had a double O. But anyways, I just don't like that word. And so the word patootie, I don't like it. But it is very Laura Lee. It fits her personality. So, you know, I wouldn't expect anything else. But, you know, like I said, it has nothing to do with the palette itself, nothing to do with her or the brand or anything. It has nothing to do with the quality of the eyeshadows or what I think of it. But I don't like the fact that the word toot is in it. There it is, right there. Anyways, okay. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and open her up. I'm so excited. I'm like nervous. I've only seen her video on it. I haven't really watched any other reviews. The only reviews that are really out right now are the ones who were at her, or the people who were at her launch party and, you know, her close friends and whatnot. So I'm so excited. Okay. Why am I so nervous about this? Okay, let's just open her up. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Okay, so it has this little plastic thing, you know, as usual, but okay, look at this mirror. This is huge. There you guys are. Well, but look at this. This is humongous. You know, usually you're supposed to like not show people the mirror, but this is huge. I am obsessed with this mirror. But oh my gosh, these shades are gorgeous. Here are the shades. As you can see, they all of course have a nude theme to them, which is the point of the palette. It is called Nudie Patootie for a reason, but they are just all these gorgeous, neutral, natural shades that I definitely gravitate towards. You know, I love a good colorful eye, but on the daily basis, I am more of a neutral toned girl. And so yeah, here they all are. I mainly bought this palette for these nice taupe shades right here, but even these down here are so pretty. So among first impressions, so upon first impressions of the inside, I just feel like it's so cohesive in comparison to the Cat's Pajamas palette. You know, the inside matches the outside, it like goes along, there's a whole theme to it, and I just think it's just so gorgeous, so professional, so sleek, and like I said, something that my eyes would gravitate towards whenever buying something in the store. So it just feels nice, you know, I like how it feels in my hand. It's a good size, like this is crazy. Like I said, I was expecting like the size of a naked palette. My eye definitely gravitates towards like these guys up here, but even these down at the bottom are super gorgeous, and I cannot wait to swatch these. So I think I'm actually going to go outside so that you guys can get the full effect and just a very true representation of the colors, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are out in natural lighting. As you can see, I have a very fair skin tone with neutral slash more yellow undertones. Here is our palette once again. It's hard to see with the glares. And then here are our colors on the inside. And they're just all so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna start up here on my arm, and I'm gonna go in with this shade Stark, which is a shimmer ivory white. And we're just gonna, so that's pretty much close to my skin tone. It's not the most impressive swatch, I would say, but it's still very pretty. Next, I'm going in with the shade Undressed, which is a matte honey nude. This is a little warm. Ooh, that one swatched nice for a matte. That was very creamy, very buttery. Next, I'm going in with the shade Topless, which is a shimmer chrome pink with gold reflective. It's this very pretty kind of rose gold shimmer color. I'm obsessed with this. Hopefully it swatches nice. Ooh, that was a good swatch. Very creamy, very pigmented. Next, I'm going in with the shade Streaking, which is one of the reasons why I bought this palette. It's just that perfect, like, pinky blush nude shade. And this is a matte, and she has it described as a matte dark bisque. Ooh. Okay, that wasn't the best swatch, but I'm also using my ring finger, which is kind of hard for me to swatch with, but we'll try that again. Once again, for a matte, it is very pigmented, very smooth, very buttery. So next, I'm going in with the shade Uncover, which is a shimmer soft pearly champagne. This is also very pretty. I feel like this shade is perfect for like bridal or prom. Ooh, that is pretty. That's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with that shade. I mean, I thought that I was living for this shade, but that shade is beautiful. So next I'm going in with Strip, which is a matte golden mustard. I usually gravitate more towards these shades in the fall time, but we'll see what it looks like. I just now started to open up to more warmer tones. I used to be like a strictly cool tone person, but yeah, that's a little warm for me, but maybe whenever I'm tan I will like it. So next we're going in with the shade Bear, which is a matte almond salmon. How did I even get those mixed up? But I'm going in with a matte salmon peach, and it's just this very pretty matte shade once again. Ooh, that one swatched real good. Once again, very smooth, very, very, very pigmented for a matte shade. That is all for the top row. Now we're moving on to the bottom row, and I'm going in with the shade Exposed, which is a shimmer aged pewter. Interesting. So this shade is very pretty, and it's just this nice, ooh, that is pretty. That, once again, so smooth, so creamy and buttery, and super, super pigmented. Okay, next I'm going in with the shade All Natural, which is a royal bronze foil with gold reflective. I'm not really much of a gold person. I usually don't gravitate towards golds, but this is very pretty, but just not really what I go for. But we'll go ahead and swatch it. Yes, very bronzy, very metallic. Next I'm going in with the shade Reveal, which is a matte taupe brown. Another one of the reasons why I bought this palette, because I'm obsessed with cool tone taupes. And we'll see how this swatches. Hopefully it looks... Ooh, that is very pretty. Very smooth, very creamy, very pigmented. Very impressed with these matte shades so far. Okay, we're running out of room. Next I'm going in with the shade Jaybird, and this is one of the ones that they recommend that you use a glitter glue or a wet brush. And Jaybird is a fiery copper foil with gold reflective. Go in. Ooh. Yes, I can see why you would need a glitter glue or a wet brush, but that is very, very pretty. Once again, one of the shades that I probably wouldn't really go for, but maybe if I had more of a tan going on, I would choose it. Okay, now I'm going in with the shade Butt Naked, which is another reason why I bought this palette. It is just a matte warm brown, and it looks so pretty. Once again, very nice, very smooth, very pigmented. We're on our second to last shade, and I'm going in with the shade Buff, which is a shimmer rich chocolate. Once again, one of those shades that I probably wouldn't use, but very pretty, very pigmented. I mean, I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again, but the same goes for all of these shades. They're just so well formulated and just so creamy, so buttery, so pigmented, and go on very smooth. So our last shade in the palette is the shade Nikki Nikki, which is a matte walnut brown. This shade is gorgeous. Actually, I already swatched it and it got cut off, but just look how pretty and pigmented that is. That is like, I think I'm most impressed with that shade. It is just so smooth, so rich, so creamy, so buttery, and gorgeous. So here are all 14 shades. They are very pretty. Obviously, I liked these the best. This is more my speed. But what's great about this palette is just it has so much variety and just really nudes for any skin tone. So once again, we have Stark right here, which is more of a highlight shade. Then we have the shade Undressed, Topless, Streaking, Uncovered, Strip, Bare, Exposed, All Natural, Reveal, Jaybird, Butt Naked, Buff, and Naked Naked. Definitely most impressed with this shade. That's awesome. Also, if you're wondering about my watch, I do have a giveaway with this company if you're interested, and I will link the video up top. Now we are finally doing what I came here to do, and that is to put these on my eyes. This will really put them to the test. I don't really know what kind of look I'm going to go for yet, but I think I'm definitely going to use these kind of cooler toned shades at the top because that's what my eye gravitates towards. And so, yeah, let's just jump right into this palette. I'm very excited. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with this shade right here, which is Undressed. This is the second shade in the palette. There is a little bit of kickback, but nothing too crazy. You know, I don't really mind or even notice that half the time, but I know that that is something that people look for in their reviews. So a little bit of kickback, but nothing too crazy. So I am going to zoom you guys in a little bit closer. Whoa. And I'm just going to go in with this color right in my crease on a fluffy blending brush. This is from Morphe. So this is pretty close to my skin tone right now, but this is just my transition color, so not too worried about it. It's hard to say how that blended out just because the shade is so close to my skin tone, but you know, we'll keep going with it. So next I'm going to go in with the shade Streaking, which is this one right here, on a slightly smaller brush. Not really noticing any kickback with that one. And I'm just placing this in my crease as well. If you're wondering, this brush is just stained. So next on the Morphe M506, I'm going in with the shade Bear, which is just this very nice, pretty corally pink matte. A little bit of kickback on that one, nothing crazy. Just popping that in my crease as well. So next to darken things up, I'm going to go in with the shade Butt Naked. And I'm just placing that right on the outer edge of my eye. And then blending it in. What am I doing? I always clip my hair back. I was like, why do I keep holding my hair back? That's better. Definitely not the look I thought I was going for, but I'm into it. So then I'm going to go in with that shade, that darkest Lash shade that I loved. This was so smooth and so pigmented. And I'm just going to put that in the outer corner and blend it up into the crease a little bit. I'm just trying to use as many colors as possible. Like I said, this is not the look I thought I was going to go for, but I'm having fun. We're playing with it. These are definitely blending out beautifully, like so beautifully. Okay, so next I think I'm actually gonna cut my crease. I'm just so into cut creases these days, and I just feel better about myself whenever I do a cut crease because I don't have very big lids. So I'm gonna do that. So I just go in with my favorite concealer and a teeny tiny little brush. If I can find my teeny tiny little brush. Okay, so I like to have a handheld little magnifying mirror whenever I do this. It's just easier for me. And I'm probably just going to speed this up, but you'll get the idea of what I'm doing. So I used to just kind of go straight in and start in my inner corner, but now it's kind of easier to me to start it like a halo eye and then go back in and fill in that inner corner. So since I'm just doing a half cut crease, I'm just going to kind of feather this out now. And blend it in with that shadow, and then we will go back in with the shadow itself and help blend that even more. I think that pretty much looks about how I want it. So I'm gonna do my other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that my creases are cut out, we're gonna go back and do some blending in and out. So I'm going to go back in with my Nudie Patootie palette, and I'm gonna take the shade Butt Naked on my M506. And I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to bring it up slightly and kind of blend it over that concealer line just to blend any harsh lines. I'm just going to really blend that line right there to make this a true half cut crease and just make it nice and seamless. Then, just to darken things up even more, on a little pencil brush, I'm gonna go in with Nakey Nakey, and I'm just gonna focus this on that outer V. And then blend that. Definitely darker than I intended on making it, but I just fell in love with that Nakey Nakey shade. I definitely think it is one of the best formulated colors in the palette. I've never seen such a smooth pigmented matte. I'm gonna go in with the shade Topless, which is just this shimmery rose gold. I've been wanting a shade like this for so long. I think it is so pretty. And I'm just going to go in with that where the concealer is. I'm just gonna kind of pack it on. One of the great things that I've noticed about this palette is there really isn't a whole lot of fallout. I'm usually one who does my face last, eyes first, but I decided to do my face today just to get it out of the way because I was literally waiting for this package to arrive and I was just getting impatient. So I went ahead and did my face, plus I want to have this video edited and out as soon as possible, so I just went ahead and did my face. And I'm just very impressed because I really don't have any fallout on my cheeks. I'm using this dry just to see how it performs, and it's going on very nicely. Usually when I'm using a shade like this, I would probably wet it, but it doesn't say that I need to wet the shade, and like I said, it's going on very nice. Then I'm just gonna go in and blend those lines so that they're seamless. So now I'm gonna move on to the lower lash line. And I just want this to be really nice and smoked out, so I'm pretty much just going to do the same exact thing that I did on in the crease. I'm first going to go in with the shade Undressed for my transition shade. Then I'm going in with the shade Streaking. Then I'm going to go in the shade Butt Naked. Oh, I forgot the shade Bare. Oh well, it's not a big deal. And I'm just going to really smoke this out with my pencil brush. Nice and blended and seamless. I really like that look whenever you can't really tell where the line stops and starts. Okay, so now I look a little crazy and raccoony, but once we get lashes and liner and all that on, it will look a lot better, I promise. So next I'm gonna go in with that first shade in the palette, which is Stark, and I'm gonna use this for my inner corner and my brow highlight. And so I'm just gonna use this tiny little lash fan brush and just brush that right into my eyebrow. I definitely feel like this is the least pigmented shade out of all of them. I'm used to using like in Light from my Jaclyn Hill, or from the Jaclyn Hill palette I should say, and that's usually just a lot more pigmented and gives me a much more highlighted look, but it is still very pretty. See how it goes on in the inner corner. Yeah, I mean it's pretty, but like I said, I usually want something with a little more pigment for my inner corner. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my shadow, so I'm just gonna go finish my eyeliner, put on some lashes, and finish the rest of my face because, I mean, this is a review on the Nudie Patootie palette, so you don't really need to know what I have on my face, but I will put it down in the description box for you below, and I'll be right back. So here is my finished look. It's a little darker and more over the top than I had anticipated, but it really let me get the chance to play with all the shadows and just see how they worked. So for my final thoughts, I think this palette is amazing. I think it is definitely worth the $45. All the shades are absolutely beautiful. I did have a little bit of trouble with the highlight shade. It isn't as pigmented as some of the others, but it is definitely still very gorgeous. I think this palette is great for anybody from makeup artist to your everyday makeup lover. This palette would be beautiful for prom looks and bridal looks. There really is a shade for anybody. All skin tones, you know, like I said, both makeup lovers, enthusiasts, artists, anybody really. The shades are just so gorgeous. I didn't really have any problems with them. Very little fallout, very little kickback. They're so pigmented, so creamy, and I just think that Laura really did an amazing job with this palette. I love it. I'm so excited that I bought this and made this decision. You know, I would have been a little upset if, you know, my first impulse buy was a flop, but, you know, I really had a lot of faith in Laura, and so that is why I decided to purchase this. So like I said, I didn't purchase the Cat's Pajamas palette last year, but I did look at all the reviews and stuff, so I really feel like Laura took all of the criticism and the advice from that launch and really put it towards the Nudie Patootie palette. Out of all of them, I'm really, really impressed with the matte shades. I think they are just so creamy and pigmented. I've never really played with a matte that was that soft and buttery. Like, I'm just so impressed with her formula. I think it's awesome, and I'm really, really excited about those. The feeling and the texture of the palette definitely reminds me of the Jaclyn Hill palette, so if you're like into textures or whatnot, which I am, I like how it feels because I love the feeling of the Jaclyn Hill palette. I just think it's just so satisfying to hold and feel, and so the feeling, like the material is very similar. I'm weird. Is it a little disappointing that I didn't get one of the signed cards, considering that I had to have been one of the very first orders placed since I ordered 10 minutes before the technical launch time, but you know, I understand. I'm sure she had thousands upon thousands of orders, but it's just, you know, I was really expecting one of the little signed ones, but you know, no complaining. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and congratulations to Laura Lee, and thank you so much for just paving the way for us smaller YouTubers and for showing the world what hard work and dedication on this platform really can do. Thank you guys so much again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.